Good morning. Welcome to your Friday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, and we are on to a new day. Happy Friday, everybody. Sometimes when a day doesn't go so well, you just need to show up for the next day and see what happens. So, welcome to Friday. And we have a cool card today. Good morning, Peggy. Glad you are here. You're the first one to pop on this morning. We have a card from the Soul Coaching deck by Denise Lynn, which your soul wants you to know. And we actually have a Divine Masculine card today, which is a good thing. We need to have that balance between our Divine Masculine and our Divine Feminine. And what's balanced for one person may not be balanced for another person, and that is okay also. We need to figure out for ourselves what is the right balance for us. And I learned some new words yesterday. So as we're doing our card for today, I'm going to share those new words with you because maybe you've never heard of them either. But it was an interesting concept, and I kind of want to do a little call out on it. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome. Glad you are here. So my peeps all popping up today to see if I survived yesterday. We did. We got in and out of the vet's office without catastrophe, and it was quite interesting because you know how oftentimes when things don't go well, they don't go well in spades. You know, it's one thing after another. Well, my one thing that I was supposed to remember, good morning, Abigail, glad you are here, when I was at the vet's office yesterday was to pick up TJ's prescriptions, because the vet's office had told Chewy that they wanted a new script. They weren't just going to fill again, even though we were due to be in there in a couple weeks anyway for rabies shots and all that other happy crappy. So I was going to run to Kakana, pick up the scripts, take the envelope with me, shove them in the envelope, and shoot it in the mail right away so that we don't end up with no meds for a couple of days. Because I think Chewy's down south somewhere. Anywho, it's going to take a bit to get them down and back. So, in all the turmoil of trying to make sure I had all the paperwork with me that we needed, good morning, Beth, get in the facility, which was busy, and another reactive dog came out just as we were about to go in. Never a good thing, right? She had told me the lobby was clear. Well, the lobby was clear because they were in the entryway on their way out the door. So that went fine, but I forgot to get the scripts. So I walked back out to the car with him and look on the seat, and there's the envelope. And it's really too hot to leave him in the car, even for 5 minutes, to run in there and get the scripts. So I was just disgusted. So, and then I drove off, and we were going to go to my little brother's house because he's out in the boondocks and walk. It was he's got a bunch of shade trees and stuff, so it would have been doable. Well, I went the wrong way. So, turned around, went back the other way, kind of grumbling under my breath, crappy day, blah, 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 blah. Watch your attitude, right? And as I get back to the vet's office, I see that the dude who comes with the big truck with the forks to pick up the dumpster is there. Had he been 2 minutes earlier, all hell would have broken loose. TJ would have been eating his dumpster. So that was a good thing. So I chalked that up as a good thing, and I pointed it out to my lunk-headed self. This is a good thing. Be happy about this. Be grateful. This is good. Then we went and had a decent walk, so that was good. And when I got home, I called the vet's office and said, look, I forgot the prescriptions. Can you just put them in an envelope in the mail to me? He's going to be a few days without meds. I can only do so much. And the office person said, I can do better than that. I will drop them off at your house. I live 2 blocks from you. So shout out to the tech at the vet's office for being a good human. He made my life a whole lot easier. So sometimes, and when we look for it, we will see it. There's good stuff out there. Lots of good stuff. So anyway, back to our card. Soul Coaching deck, Denise Lynn. It's right at the beginning of the deck. I think there's only 2 cards in front of it. Action. We get a divine masculine card today, although it depicts a feminine figure. I step into my glorious future with determination and power. How's that for a power statement? So, let's see what it says. Action. Card meaning, the time is now. Don't hesitate, take action. Face your fear and do it anyway. Your soul wants you to know. Of course there are times when it's important to deliberate and think carefully about an action. But there are other times when you need to step up and just go for it. I'm one of those people. Leap and then look. This feels good to my heart. I'm going with it. Now is that time. Listen from your heart. Look into fear's eyes with a calm, steely gaze and forge ahead with certainty and power. Quicken your spirit by making decisions now. And again, the affirmation is, I step into my glorious future with determination and power. So I was thinking about decision making as I was reading this card. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. And this is where the words I didn't know came up yesterday. And so here's my question for you. Does anyone have the right to sit in judgment about the action steps that someone else chooses to take? Just a question. Because I think there are times when, so like I think about the line 5 stuff that I tend to participate in. I feel like I'm doing what I can. I give money because I think that's an important thing to support. I tend to support Oil and Water Don't Mix as a nonprofit organization. Yes, but it shouldn't matter to us. Absolutely true. In this particular case, the individual to whom these things were said actually was thinking about modifying behavior based on that. Which I guess fine to review and decide, no, I'm doing what I can do, and I'm not doing it from this place that this other person accused her of. So the words are, and again, I had to look them up, performative and virtue signaling. I had no idea what that meant. So I put on my little notes, look it up. When you don't know something, look it up. Performative and virtue signaling. So the gist of them are, good morning, Judy, glad you are here. This person was calling the other person out like, you're just posturing. You're just doing, look at me, look at all the good things I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. But you're not really doing anything. Not really doing anything. And so I looked back on the history of what this person has done, and they're doing stuff. They're literally doing stuff. So to be performative and to be engaged in virtue signaling would be like the person who just posts something forward on Facebook or likes it or changes their cover picture to the latest, greatest bandwagon that everybody's jumping on. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are here. That is clearly not what that person is doing. So I was looking at myself. Okay, is that what I'm doing? When I post something about line 5, am I doing, oh, look at me, look at how wonderful I am because I'm paying attention, I'm woke, I've got I'm paying attention to our water sources, blah, blah. And I'm going, no, I'm putting money on the line. I participate in the things that I can participate on, like when they're doing updates, they've got another update coming in terms of what's the status of the, good morning, Carolyn, welcome, the line 5 stuff. Welcome to all of you I missed because I'm talking. And one also has to couch this assessment, again, of ourselves in terms of what's going on in your life. What's going on in your life? I really can't be gone all that much. I mean, given how things have gone the last couple of days, it really has signaled I can't be gone all that much. So what are we doing? And don't let someone else's assessment of what you're doing and not doing shut you down from doing what you can. If what you are able to do right now is forward information, put forth information, if that's what you can do, cool. You go with your bad self. Do what you can do. Again, there may be those people who are like, well, that's just not enough. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is calling you to do what you can do given your circumstances right here, right now. I vote every little bit helps. Certainly keep asking yourself, is there some more I could do right now? Could I volunteer and help stuff envelopes if they're going to do a virtual or a literal mailing? Could I pass information along? Could I make some phone calls? What could I do? Do I have a platform on social media where I can make an issue that's important to me visible to others? Awesome. Action. It's taking action. It's what can I do? What, given my circumstances, can I do, am I able to do, etc. And again, I really don't think it's anybody else's damn business what someone assesses that they're able to do at the time. And calling someone forward to do more using shaming tactics isn't exactly cool either, I don't think. But that's me, that's my opinion. What's your opinion? I hope you have one. Put it out there. Let's get a discussion going. So the divine masculine action. Can you also see how the divine masculine has been touted as superior to the divine feminine, and therefore the action steps that we might take in our divine feminine, good morning Cheryl, welcome, are likely to be denigrated, are likely to not be looked at as good as divine masculine steps. However, I believe, and I'm going to give an example here, that divine feminine action stuff makes the world go around, okay? Let's look at our local faith community. Pick a church, any church. If you look behind the scenes, I think you are going to see that it is the women that keep the place running. And again, often that stuff is denigrated. You know, oh, they're doing a stupid rummage sale. They're raising funds for the choir by having a bake sale, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was often denigrated. Those tools worked. Those tools continue to work. Certainly we've added other tools in terms of online stuff, etc. But just want to make the point that the divine feminine way of getting things done has often been looked down upon. All right? So, what if any particular thing that needs to be gotten done, we had people approaching from the divine masculine, we had people approaching from the divine feminine, they melded together seamlessly. Can you imagine how much more would be accomplished, and be accomplished in kind and loving ways? So my thing with this card, again, if you look, it's a her doing the action. She's shooting for the stars here. She's going to make stuff happen. And she's going to make stuff happen in ways that are uniquely and divinely feminine. All of us have that divine masculine and that divine feminine. Have you allowed yourself to develop both of those? So you send out your tractor beam of request into the universe. You take steps when they're presented to you to do something. You know, when opportunity knocks, you open the door. That's a divine masculine. I'm opening the door. Good morning, Mary. Glad you are here. Welcome. So, what can you do? And I'm going to put the word do in quotes because, again, we get caught up in the masculine type of actions, pursuing, making things happen, blah, 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 including the divine feminine, holding big space, connecting with people, forming teams, having conversation, getting awareness out there, etc. All of that is important. Action can be hard to take. Depends on, how you're framing things up. So I'm going to go back to let me grab one here, because this was so helpful to me. So my Tony Robbins, the 5 Master Steps of RPM Planning. This was yesterday's stuff. And when I made the whole list of all the things to do, I feel that heaviness. It's like, oh my God, there's so much on the list. How am I ever going to get this done? But you throw up on the page, put it all out there. Then you take the next step that opens up the door to freedom, okay? Basically what you do is you cluster all of the stuff on the list, good morning, Mel, according to your whys. So here's my little vision card with my 6 things, why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's things like vitality and healthy body, active and fulfilling social life, deeply gratifying work. Those are my reasons why. So when I clustered that entire to-do list into my whys, I ended up with 3 chunks. 3 chunks. If I think about the amount of time I'm awake in a day, can I do something in each of the 3 chunks? Because that's his deal. He says, this is Tony Robbins, he says, as long as you do something in each chunk, you have moved the needle forward. Yay you. Doesn't mean you have to get every freaking thing on your to-do list done, driving yourself nuts, having no fun, doing your way through life instead of being. So, mark something off in each section, mission accomplished, you're done, go about having a glorious day. I just thought that was an awesome approach, a not overwhelming approach, a divine feminine approach. Just move something forward. Move something forward. And it can be little. So, let's say one of my goals is to educate myself more. Yeah, yes, Gwen. And sometimes if I forgot, I'll write something on the list and cross it right off because I've already done it. Good morning, Bonnie. Glad you are here. So again, I'm hoping the 11 of you who are listening to me are tucking a few things in your memory bank, like, okay, I want to approach it this way. I'm tired of cracking the whip at myself in order to take action. I'm going to do some kinder, gentler, loving things. So I may still make that whole list, but now I'm going to prioritize it. What's my number 1 thing to get done? If I get nothing else done today on this whole entire list, what if I get this one thing done? Yes, exactly. The done list. That's a ta-da list. Fabulous. That's awesome. Thank you for the sunrise. It's lovely. So, try something different. Don't just keep trudging through to-do lists, not feeling accomplished. So let's say you get 3/4 of the to-do list done, and you get to the end of the day and it's like, well, I didn't get everything done. How defeatist is that? That's pretty self-sabotaging, don't you think? On the other hand, if you throw it all up on the page and you prioritize or you cluster it according to your whys, why do I want to do this? Well, this is going to get me a healthy body. Why do I want to do this chunk of stuff? Because it's going to make my home nice to live in. Why do I want to do this chunk of stuff? Because it helps me feel like I'm contributing to the world. Whatever your overriding things are, and then prioritize within those categories. This is the number 1 thing. So on my list from yesterday, the number 1 thing to do was I had to get an ad posted in the newspaper. That was the one I picked out of a cluster of 4 things. That was the one I picked that was most important. I got that one done. There we are. That section's complete for today. If I have more time and I want to do another one out of that section, fabulous. But I'm paying attention to prioritizing them. When you just do the to-do list, how likely is it that everything ranks number 1? I got to get this all done. No, prioritize. A, B, C, D. So there, another system that I had learned that was very helpful were put the whole list down, go back through it. A's are the things that absolutely have to get done today. B's are the things that would be nice to get done today. And C's the stuff that's going to carry from list to list to list until you have some spare time and you get to it. Even just doing that, A, B's, and C's, is helpful. Because then you look at it and you go, okay, there's really only 2 A's on this list. Another thing you can do that really helps you move it forward is guesstimate how much time it's going to take you. Well, this is 10 minutes, this is going to be 2 hours, this is 5 minutes, and then see if you can beat the clock. Play a game with it. What I've found is I grossly overestimate how long it's going to take me to do stuff. And now I'm getting better at it. Well, that's going to take me 2 minutes. Like getting that ad sent into the newspaper. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Otherwise, I would have gone, oh, I've got to get this ad into the paper. 2 minutes. Not a big, hairy deal. Yes, prioritizing is key because you get the big thing done first. And there's actually a book on that called Eat the Frog. And the gist is, if you have something unpleasant that's lurking on your list, that keeps getting put off, that keeps getting carried forward, do that thing first. And I bastardize Nike's theme all the time. Instead of just do it, don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. Don't think, just do it. Because if you think, you talk yourself out of doing it. Because you don't want to in the first place, right? Get it done. Get it out of your hair. Celebrate like crazy that you had it done. Move on. Move on. Maybe then you do something divinely feminine. I'm going to have a cup of tea now. Yay me. I did this noxious thing and it's off my list. Eat the frog. Yes, eat the frog. Get it done first. Take care of it. Then you can move on. Sometimes it might be something like a phone call and you've put it off. Do it first thing in the morning. Sometimes they're not likely to answer the phone. You can leave your message and move on. It's awesome, right? So that is our card for today. Action. Taking action. Divine feminine action is included in that. All right? So have an awesome day of taking action. What would you like to accomplish today? What would you like to do? Enjoy your day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.